following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
The 7-up shootout continues on ABC. The question, can the Tar Heels of North Carolina climb back to #1 in the polls? They are led by Jerry Stackhouse. He's averaging better than 19 points a game. But Virginia's home. They're tough. Junior Burrough is hoping to lead the way. Coming up.
You love how hot we're cooking, yeah. You love the stuff we're made of.
There's a whole new spirit at Pizza Hut. That's why from now on, your pizza will be right or it's free, guaranteed.
You love the stuff. You love the stuff. You love the stuff we're made of. You love the stuff we're made of. Pizza Hut.
On average, you drive about 500 hours a year. That's like 21 straight days. Days and nights. And that's the reason for the all-new interior of the new Regal for $1995. 21 days. In most imports, that could be like a sentence. In the Buick Regal, it's more like a 3-week vacation.
Bob and Judith Akers look forward to the day they can retire to a little business by the sea. No easy project to take on alone. Fortunately, a Deane Witter broker was there to help them chart the proper course.
Each individual's dream is unique. So too must be our solutions.
Now the Akers not only have a place they can call home, others can too.
Be back at 10.
We'll leave the light on.
At Deane Witter,
We measure success one investor at a time.
How can I be a worthy mother when all I want is my children's cereal?
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes just for kids? Brave adults say no.
My wife said she'd do anything to help. I told her to get me a spoon.
Now more than ever, these adults are stepping forward to admit they love that sweet, delicious crunch.
My passion finally led to a marriage of convenience. He's a milkman.
Come on, give in. Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
When it's out of whack and out of warranty, what do? Now there's an answer. Introducing the repair shop at Radio Shack. Just call us. We'll tell you whether you should bring it in, about how much it'll cost, and how soon you'll get it back. We repair most major brands, even the more stubborn ones. The repair shop at Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
ABC Sports. Raycom College Basketball is brought to you by Buick and your local dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. 7-Up, the Uncola, and your local 7-Up bottler. Pizza Hut, you'll love the stuff we're made of. And Discus Athletic Activewear. Discus Athletic, the way America plays.
North Carolina against Virginia. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. With Dick Vitale, I'm Brent Musburger. Keep in mind two things. Carolina trying to climb back to #1. Virginia wants a share of the ACC. Tell me about the depth on this Carolina team.
Well, it really gets a lot better now with the arrival of Pat Sullivan to give him an extra player up front. We know about their dynamic duo, but now Sullivan's a great plus.
Now, what about Cory Alexander? Lost for the rest of the season for Virginia. How do they replace him?
Well, Curtis Staples has been on fire. He's 16 for 28 from trifecta land. Deane has stepped it up, but the guy that really has to step it up, Jamal Robinson. This place is rocking already, Brent.
Here are our starting lineups, and we are set to go in Charlottesville. It's the Tar Heels against Virginia. Junior Burrough. Jason Williford moves into the starting lineup. Chris Alexander, Jamal Robinson, Harold Deane will operate at the point. Curtis Staples off the bench. For the Tar Heels, who lead the ACC, Stackhouse, Dante Calabria, Rasheed Wallace, Donald Williams, and the point man, Jeff McGinnis. Set to go now. Rick Hartzell's our referee. Steve Gordon and Zelton Steed are the umpires.
They were here bright and early. They were ready right out of the gate, the fans. They've been loud.
Williford hands it off now. The man who will operate up on top is Harold Deane, giving to Robinson.
Junior Burrough's really been effective on the interior.
They need Robinson's input. Without Cory Alexander, they've got to pick up some scoring, not just from the bench sensation. Burrough goes to work. Misfiring, but underneath with the rebound is Chris Alexander. Gives it to Deane.
He's a role player. Alexander can block shots. He's a good offensive rebounder. A lot of patience by Virginia.
Up on the top, and the three rattles out. Carolina's first offensive possession.
North Carolina leads the ACC at three-point range. They've knocked them down at a rate better than 43%.
Watch everyone touch the ball here on the first possession. Get everybody into the game. Trademark of Dean Smith. Stackhouse goes, rejected. Alexander's out now.
Alexander's a real good rejector.
And Virginia starts off cold. Carolina ball. That was Robinson missing the jumper.
He's been inconsistent all year, Brent. He's got to step up. He hasn't been inconsistent 25 consecutive years, winning 20 games or more.
So the Cavaliers start out missing their first three from the field under Coach Jeff Jones. Rasheed down in low, backing in with the turnaround. Doesn't go, and into the arms of Burrough.
Wallace is so effective in a low post, very agile. See, Wallace almost could play like a zone with Alexander because Alexander's not a threat offensively.
Robinson wants to go again. Burrough on the turnaround. They're 0 for 4, and Wallace with another defensive rebound.
Not a good shooting basketball team, Virginia. Outstanding defense.
McGinnis one-on-one takes it for the game's first field goal.
He's really been playing outstanding. His assist-turnover ratio is really tremendous, the best in the ACC. A lot of patience, good ball movement.
Robinson rattles another one out. They go 0 for 5 and get it back, and here's Deane.
It's Brick City, USA early here.
Burrough, the left-handed hook.
He could use either hand inside. He's been a much more consistent player this year, Brent. All his numbers are up.
Virginia can play some tough D, especially here in Charlottesville.
Interesting matchup. They have Alexander playing against Stackhouse. That means Burrough's playing against Wallace. I would go right to Wallace.
Williams buried him earlier in Chapel Hill. On the turnaround, he misses his first shot into Burrough's hand.
He had 24 in that first matchup.
Lead on the move, and the Cavaliers go on the run with Jason Williford hitting his first field goal.
He has really stepped his game up. He lost his starting job from last year. Excellent transition basketball. Way to attack the basket by Virginia.
Stackhouse up on top, buries the three.
His range has just gotten better and better. I talked to Michael Jordan the other day down in Sarasota. He said he played one-on-one with Stackhouse and one-on-one with Wallace, and he said they are big time.
You name dropper, you.
Oh, hey, I got to talk about my neighbor. He's my neighbor. I mean, Musburger one day, Jordan another.
He was down there with Magic, right? Teeing it up a little bit. Welcome, everybody, to Charlottesville, Virginia. Some of you watched Maryland prevail over Cincinnati by 2. This is the early minutes of North Carolina with the possession and leading Virginia 5-4 here in the early going of the ACC. We'll send you on back to that Texas Temple game a little bit later here, but some bonus coverage with Dante Calabria rattling one out, and Rasheed Wallace with an offensive rebound for the Tar Heels, who are trying to climb back to #1 in the country, Mr. Vitale.
Got a great chance for the win here. They should be #1. I thought they should have been #1 last week after beating Georgia Tech. Set it through that game. Connecticut blown out by Villanova.
Calabria with the field goal, his first of the game for the Tar Heels. Burroughs jump hook with the right hand into Wallace's hand.
They're getting the ball in deep to Burrough. He's got to convert that.
McGinnis going again on the drive, misfiring. Robinson with the rebound.
Robinson, a good athlete, very versatile.
In the Deane, who's underneath.
Highlight Harold Deane. He's going to be an All-American. He's Mr. Iron Man. He's playing 39 minutes a game since the loss of Cory Alexander.
It's a 1-point Tar Heel lead right now. Both teams are going to go to their bench here at the 5-minute mark of the first half.
Virginia very physical on a defensive end. They really lean on you, play aggressively. Oh, that's a walk.
And it goes over to the Cavaliers, and now here come the subs checking on in, and the hottest gun in the ACC will be in when you come back. Curtis Staples in for the Cavaliers.
Win a $25,000 scholarship or a Via Athletic shoes in the 7-Up shootout game. Just perfect these basketball moves. The drive. The give and go. The quick look. A triple reverse 360. A slam dunk. But hurry, time's running out. You could win a $25,000 scholarship in the 7-Up shootout game. 3 caps pays for college.
I didn't think I'd ever stop using Tylenol. And I didn't, really. I still use it for aches and pains and stuff like that. But for headaches, I stopped taking it. Yeah. Now I take Excedrin. Why Excedrin? Because I studied all the medical research. No, I tried Excedrin. It relieved my headaches better. Why else would anybody take it?
Excedrin, the headache medicine.
Introducing the Toyota T100 Extra Cab. Its new 190 horsepower V6 actually out-accelerates V8s. It's big and spacious, yet amazingly maneuverable. And it's extremely rugged, yet incredibly refined. The new T100 Extra Cab. It's the Toyota of big trucks.
Breathe by Deep Blue by Fabergé, the essence of man.
Imagine a rent-a-car company that will pick you up right at your door. That's Enterprise. Call us. We'll arrange to come to you, take you back to our office, and you're on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
2 of the winningest teams of all time meet when the Duke Blue Devils battle the red-hot Bruins of UCLA. It's Pizza Hut College basketball next Sunday on ABC.
Curtis Staples leads the ACC in 2.7 threes per game. He has checked in. He's been averaging 20 points a game since Cory Alexander's been out. Watch the quickness of his release when he finds daylight, and be assured that North Carolina will overplay him here beyond the three-point line. Donald Williams keeping an eye on him out on top right now.
He's a catch, square the body, and shoot the basketball player.
Deane instead buries it. His first 3-5 for the game.
Harold Deane is one of those players, Grant, that wasn't heavily recruited. I love those kind. Bryant Reeves is another one. Tim Duncan at Wake Forest.
Serge Zwicker, who had checked in, received Wallace, dropped the ball, regained it over to Calabria. And he'll get it back. Will Zwicker misses, and Stackhouse rejected underneath into Deane's hands.
Alexander's a human eraser on the interior. Another rejection on Stackhouse.
The transition, they'll try to find the jumper in the middle, short. And Nolan, who had checked in, it'll go over to Carolina. The first foul of the game is against Nolan.
Norman Nolan's a player, and they really believe he's got to give him positive minutes. A look at Jeff Jones. Was 29 years old when he became a head coach here. Stackhouse on the interior. Alexander says, get it out of here, little guy. You can't play it here. Stackhouse says, what are you kidding me? I'm one of the best.
Went almost 6 minutes without a foul in this ACC game here in Charlottesville. That's a curious start, Dick.
That's an amazing number because Carolina loves to get to the free throw line.
So Calabria with that good slick move and then couldn't hit the jumper, and it winds up in Alexander's hands.
One of Virginia's goals is to keep North Carolina from having a great advantage on a free throw line.
Here he goes. Rims in it out. Staples missing his first 3 of this outing.
He's 16 for 28 in his last 4 games.
Amazing. Calabria responds, and he buries the 3.
He can shoot it, shooting 53% from three-point range. Dante Calabria. And he's more than just a three-point shooter, Brett.
Rasheed Wallace is going to come back in. Pat Sullivan will see his first action for Carolina in this game. The next dead ball stoppage of play.
That's a big lift for North Carolina. To get some quality minutes on a Pat Sullivan is really big. Give him an extra player.
Dennis is screened out, and Deane hits. He's now got 7 for the game.
Great screen, though, by Norman Nolan. Created the opportunity for Harold Deane.
Putting the Cavaliers up by 1 at the 12:42 mark. McGinnis regains the lead for the Tar Heels.
What a point guard he is becoming. I think he's going to be one of the great point guards to wear a North Carolina uniform. He's got size, he can score, he can play on the defensive end.
High praise indeed. Staples will try to back it out. Williams is all over him this time. Ball knocked out of bounds by McGinnis. Virginia ball.
They got to lay some screens on for Staples to get him free. He wanted to go to North Carolina. He said they cooled off recruiting him, and Virginia stayed on top of him.
So there is Sullivan, number 3, checking back in. Played for the first time since his back surgery earlier this week against Clemson. Came away, and Coach Smith was telling us before the game that the back felt fine, and he'll just get some playing time here. Yuri Barnes, who was suspended last week by Virginia, incidentally, has checked into the lineup. He was reinstated by Coach Jones. Staples, what a release, misfiring over everything.
Psychologically, I think he might be pressing a little bit. He knows everybody in the place. He knows Brett Musburger had his adjectives ready to flow with him shooting the 3. And I think he's trying to hurry it up and shoot too quickly.
Now this is Robinson Dick, who checked back in. Good look, no look pass on the inside.
North Carolina recovers quickly.
Burrough snaps short, right-hand side, off Wallace's hands, and Burrow's able to regain it. There were 2 Tar Heels there, and it gave Virginia a chance.
Sullivan is one of those role players you talk about, a guy that brings a lot of intangibles to the court.
Staples now 0 for 3. Burrough powers, rejected. Wallace loose, regain. Burrow going, pass on the inside to Barnes, and Barnes is fouled. That's the first foul against Carolina, and it goes against Landry, who checked into the game. Pierce Landry hit the biggest field goal, in our opinion, last Sunday in the Tar Heels comeback win down in Atlanta against Georgia Tech. He stepped outside and hit that 3 when they gave it to him.
He had a big 3 late in the game that won that game. And on that play, also, Georgia Tech lost Barry to the ankle injury.
And it was severe. He'll miss 10 days.
Some automobiles win design competitions. Some win races. The Toyota Camry Coupe has won the most coveted prize of all, the hearts of its owners. They see it as a reflection of Camry's unmatched reputation for quality, style, and refined performance. But most of all, they see it as a reflection of themselves. Introducing the redesigned Toyota Camry Coupe.
There's something you're going to love at Pizza Hut even before you take your first bite. Our guarantee. If your pizza isn't right, it's free. You'll probably never need it, but it's nice to know it's there.
Love the stuff we're made of, Pizza Hut.
At my school, you can't make mistakes. I get hungry, I reach for Snickers.
Roasted peanuts, milk chocolate, caramel. Snickers satisfies.
My, what big ears you have.
All the better to hear you with, my dear.
And what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Real red, real smooth. Red Wolf.
My, what big teeth you have. What are they for? Oh, my.
Follow your instincts.
What now? Who's Etienne?
Who cares? Come on.
Who's Etienne?
He's a camel repairman.
What?
He's a mechanic.
You're kidding.
Hope he takes Visa. Oh, he does.
Visa Gold can get you cash more places worldwide than any other card, even American Express.
Etienne, fix everything.
Visa Gold.
Join me Sunday on America's Funniest Home Videos.
First, a special episode followed by a grand prize show with my very special guest, Rodney Dangerfield.
A grand prize Funniest Videos Sunday on ABC.
Well, Virginia is shooting only 29% from the field. Part of it, defensive action like this, Dick.
Well, Rasheed Wallace doesn't allow you to get too much on the interior. He really dominates in the lane.
Burrough now 1 for 7. They have really silenced him on the inside.
Another block shot right there by Wallace. Those shot blockers bring a special dimension. Guys like Duncan and Marcus Camby and Rasheed Wallace. I'd go to Wallace down in the box.
He has an amazing statistic working. He'll come to the free throw line. Let's tell you about it right now. This year, Rasheed Wallace has hit 67.1% of his shots from the field. For his career at Carolina, it is 63.9. At this point, he has the best career shooting percentage of any player in ACC history.
Well, one thing about him, he really doesn't take many bad shots. He operates down low, a lot of slam dunks. He knows his strength. That's a trademark of Deane Smith's basketball teams. Their players understand roles. Everybody knows basically what their role is on the floor. Out of Simon Gratz High School, almost went to Villanova. In fact, the Virginia people were telling me today, if we got Jason Lawson, he told us he was going to come from out of Villanova, we'd probably be #1 in the nation. The big fella is one of the most improved centers in the nation.
Incidentally, that was the second team foul on Virginia. Carolina with 1 right now. Those are the first 2 points that Rasheed Wallace has scored in this game. And Carolina builds a slight lead. And so far, Mr. Staples off to a slow start. And Deane is fouled, and so that's the second foul against the visitors.
Well, as you said a little bit earlier, Brad, they're really alerted and they're aware, certainly, of Staples. He brings a reputation. As you look at Jeff Jones, who narrowed his choices 17 years ago as a point guard from Owensboro, Kentucky. He narrowed him to North Carolina, to Virginia, loved his visit in North Carolina, but felt that he fit in a little bit better here and came here. Played in their Final Four team in '81.
Deane. Wallace was still another rebound. That's his 4th.
He's so agile and mobile. When you talk about Wallace.
And Williams buries the 3. That's his first field goal. That's the 3rd 3 of the half for Carolina. Only 1 for the Cavaliers.
He's a key player offensively. When Donald Williams is playing well, we saw it against Georgia Tech. When he stepped up, they're a much better team because they get better balance on a perimeter and the interior.
Robinson, he ends the 7-0 run by Carolina. Foul by Calabria. 3rd team foul on Carolina. And a chance to complete the 3-point play. That was big.
Well, the big question on the campus here in Charlottesville has been, where has been Mr. Robinson? There's Mr. Robinson that we saw last year at the end of the year when they went to the final game of the ACC tournament against North Carolina. Hanging. He's got great glide time. He slides. He's agile from out of New York City.
Puts him back now to within 3 points.
They need some productivity out of Robinson. Carolina, to me, looks like they can be had here today, Brent. They look a little bit passive on the offensive end.
Traveling. That's exactly what you were talking about right there, Dick, on the turnover now. Virginia can either tie it or move back from within 1, and Deane Smith not sure he agreed with that call by the umpire that time.
Deane Smith's a record just amazes me. You and I were talking about it. 30 years in a top 3 in a row in the ACC. That's an amazing number.
Burrough, and there he is slamming down his 2nd field goal. He's now 2 for 8, and he pulls the Cavaliers to within a point.
He's playing with so much more confidence. When he gets the ball in deep, he's very tough to handle.
Foul down away from the basketball on the pass. Goes against Virginia.
Jerry Lindquist wrote a column today all about the physical nature of this series. And on Virginia's side, that Deane Smith is not a believer in a lot of physical basketball. He likes finesse basketball. And he's been upset with Clemson. Rick Barnes has been really frustrated with some of the accusations that have come out of the Carolina players about the way Clemson played against Carolina.
Team fouls even again at 3 here in the first half. Stackhouse is doubled as Robinson jumped over to seal up the lane.
Great help defense by Robinson.
Takes it outside, misfiring, and suddenly we've had a lot more whistles than we had in the first 5 minutes. This one's going against Carolina, and it is the 4th team foul.
Hey, take a look at the gray up on top on Wallace's head. I wish I had a little gray instead of all ball dome, and you're teasing me all the time about my ball dome.
People coming by rubbing Mr. Vison's head for good luck.
I don't know where they get good luck rubbing by.
I tell you what, that's where they get the nickname Wahoo from.
Oh, he's a mismatch in here. Should have taken it right to the goal, Burrough.
Norman misfiring, or I should say Barnes, let me correct that, into Wallace's hands.
I just love Wallace. Landry can shoot the open shot.
Snap pass to Stackhouse coming down the line, but there was a whistle, no basket on this.
Stackhouse is an excellent baseline player. He's got that agility. He's so mobile. There he is, rotating on that baseline. There's the hang time. Reminds you so much of number 23. Not that he's the player Michael the Magnificent was. That's Michael's in another league.
4 fouls apiece.
There's the passing game of North Carolina.
Stackhouse underneath has it rejected, and Staples will run it down the corner.
Alexander again. He's been dominant on the inside, blocking shots.
3 of them for the day, and Burrough misses a gimme down underneath and takes a look back at that iron and says, what's happening up there? Snap pass, Wallace.
That was a breakdown by Burrough. Not only did he not convert on the inside, was slow coming back.
Now Burrough, left hand, blocked, and Stackhouse got him and will send him to the line that time. That's the 15th foul on Carolina.
The reason he missed that little shot on the inside that you mentioned, Brent, he was thinking of Wallace coming from the offside. He was anticipating the block shot. Michelangelo working that sideline. I was teasing him about his dreads. He could flat out dress. All GQ. Well, look, Wallace now working with the official, trying to be diplomatic, wants to be a politician.
Well, Burrough, you know, has 6 rebounds, but he's only 2 of 9 shooting from the floor, so he's been unable to take complete advantage, and he's also cold from the free throw line. Number 2 coming up.
And a lot of that is because of the guy we're looking right there, Rasheed Wallace. It doesn't show statistically, but he creates havoc on the inside. I think he's the best player in America. If you talk about the NBA draft, he would be uno number 1.
So Burrough, his shooting problems continue here, and it's a 3-point Carolina lead. 7 rebounds for Rasheed Wallace right now at the 8:30 mark of the first half.
They got to make Burrough try to guard him. Throw the ball into Wallace a little bit more on the boxes.
McInnes, an open jumper. And McInnes now with 6 points.
He played at Oak Hill Academy, played with Jerry Stackhouse. That academy in Virginia has produced so many players.
Burrough loses the handle. Run down, and Deane says he was pushed out of bounds. He ran down to the end line down there.
Look at Deane working that sideline. He still has a passionate love for the sideline. He's a great teacher in practice.
So they give him the foul, and I thought he was absolutely right.
That's an amazing stat right there. Coaches used to dream of 120-game season. Deane has 25 consecutive 20W seasons.
Now team fouls even at 5 here. It's a 21-16 Carolina lead at the 8-minute mark first half.
The tempo of the game really is what Virginia wants. They're just not scoring on the offensive end.
Short. It's a nice rebound by Williford.
Tempo so important in the game. Getting the rhythm and the tempo.
Staples can't find it. 0 for 4 from 3-point land, and a block underneath by Wallace. He absolutely sealed it up with his 3rd block. Williams with the 3. Rolls out into the hands of Williford.
They're going to have to make some perimeter shots. They're not going to be able to get too much inside in a 5-man, 5 game against Wallace.
Knocked loose from Staples and out of bounds, and it goes over to Carolina. The umpire had a good view of it, said Staples touched it last, and it'll go to Carolina on the turnover. Jones not agreeing, nor is the crowd. 7:27 first half. Carolina up by 5.
This year, thousands of people will invest in the promise of new technology, the promise of an integrated safety system to help guard against the unexpected. A sound chamber capable of lowering noise levels by 30 decibels, plus a built-in operation sensoring system to improve performance. The 1995 Toyota Corolla, recognized for over 25 years of progress as the benchmark of quality and the place where promises are kept.
Craig Lambert isn't too worried about how to invest for Zach's college education. That's because he works with a broker from Deane Witter. Together, they developed a long-term investment plan to help take Zach wherever he wants to go.
Clients feel most comfortable with our ability to see things from their perspective.
Now, when Craig looks into his son's eyes, he can see the future and smile. Deane Witter.
We measure success one investor at a time.
I didn't think I'd ever stop using Tylenol. And I didn't, really. I still use it for aches and pains and stuff like that, but for headaches, I stopped taking it. Yeah. Now I take Excedrin. Why Excedrin? Because I studied all the medical research. No, I tried Excedrin. It relieved my headaches better. Why else would anybody take it?
Excedrin, the headache medicine.
These days, it takes an extra special driver to maintain a top-notch driving record. But it does have its rewards. Because if you insure your car with Allstate and have an excellent driving record, you may qualify for a preferred driver discount of up to 15%. So, before you get too far down the road, whoa! Ask your Allstate agent if an Allstate preferred driver discount can save you money. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It's skating's high-flying thrill show. Don't miss the pairs final at the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Golf and basketball coming your way on ABC next Sunday. The Chrysler Cup from Acapulco, 1 Eastern time, and then it will be followed by Pizza Hut College basketball. The high-flying Bruins of UCLA will take on the Duke Blue Devils all next Sunday right here on ABC. Dick, I look forward to being out in the Poly Pavilion watching the Urbanians and that team.
Hey, UCLA is playing against Duke. That's not going to be a gimme. Duke is the best 1-12 team in the history of basketball.
Knocked away from Stackhouse, and Virginia very upset those fans down there in the end zone. Look at the shooting percentage.
28% is not going to get it done for Virginia. They got to get into at least the 40 percentile. Defensively, they do a great job. They're holding their opponents all year to 38.7 field goal percentage. And there's a look at the block shots, a 7 already in this game.
In the early going, Virginia absolutely misses the presence of Cory Alexander. No question, they may have got away with it against Vegas or some of those other teams, but they are not getting away with that here against Carolina so far.
Well, he's such a scorer, averaging 17 points a game, plus he handles the ball and frees Deane up for some good shots as well.
Stackhouse has been stopped. He's only 1 of 7. That's the bright spot for the Cavaliers right now. Imagine where they'd be if he was on fire. Williams rattles into his hands with a long rebound, and he's fouled. That's the 6th personal on Virginia here in the first half.
Jeff Jones, a tough competitor when he played the game. You see the broken hand? He punched a blackboard over at Maryland because he didn't think the team was hustling. I mean, coaches would do anything. He punched it. He thought maybe they had breakaway blackboards because he said Gary Williams is such a scrapper that they'd have breakaways down here. That's what he told Don Marcus, the writer from out of the Baltimore area.
Better get him out of the locker room here this afternoon, the way things are going in the early going. And there's a turnover, though, on the travel.
Their defensive game plan is excellent. They're taking away the transition game from North Carolina. They're helping out defensively in their 5-man defense, but they have to start putting some points on the board offensively.
Staples is scoreless. He's been the hot gun. You get a shooter like that, gets off poorly, and sometimes it can affect his entire output.
Especially when he's a diaper dandy, a freshman. I don't think he's bashful, though. He'll continue to shoot the rock if it's there.
Virginia scoreless over the last 3.5 minutes, so Deane tried to take matter into his own hands, and Williams stayed right with him with the defense. And Pat Sullivan gets a hand on the ball, knocks it out of bounds. Virginia ball kept it away from Burrough underneath.
Pat Sullivan, you think about it, coming back from back surgery, just an amazing achievement. He played his last real action other than the Clemson game as he made the one-on-one, the first free throw, and then missed it in the action when Chris Webber called that timeout in the national championship game.
And then it was Williams burying those free throws. Rattled out by Deane, but into Williford's hands. Deane comes back down to the inside. Offensive foul. Oh, wow. Big call. That's number 7 on Virginia.
Rick Hartzell with the call. He gets a clear-out call. Watch the free hand. Does he lean in? Does he push with it? Very close. One of those marginal calls. He has a better angle than we do.
2 offensive fouls called against Deane here in the early going. Stackhouse block. Sullivan battles for it to the offensive rebound, ships it back. McGinnis overfires everything, and Calabria cleans it up by tapping it back in. They're waiting for the call that the basket was good. Score it.
Dante Calabria hanging around. The offensive board comes up with the conversion. We watched the brick thrown up here. This is Brick City, USA. You can build another condominium maybe with that one, but there's Calabria. And he gets the conversion. But you know who kept the ball alive? Pat Sullivan with the offensive rebound. If they get quality minutes out of Sullivan, 15, 16 minutes, now they are a legitimate threat for the national title.
Calabria here with 8 first-half points. He's the leading scorer for the Tar Heels right now. It's the biggest lead of the game for Carolina, 24-16, and Calabria will take a well-deserved break right now. Landry is out with Williams, Sullivan, Wallace, and McGinnis for the Tar Heels right now.
Virginia's becoming a little bit too one-dimensional. Robinson's got to start to try to convert.
Alexander with his first field goal of the game, Dick.
It's been one-dimensional. Burrough down in a box, and they got to start getting some other help from other people. Their defense is keeping them in the game, Brent.
Wallace up over the top, and he'll have a chance to complete the three-pointer now. That's 6 for Wallace.
If he gets in that deep with his agility and his great touch, he's unstoppable. Here he is sealing off on the inside. There's the low post against Alexander. Alexander's an excellent defensive player, but no match down inside against Rasheed.
Now the key is 9 fouls on Virginia right now. 5 on North Carolina. North Carolina is going to be shooting one-on-one regardless of the kind of foul. As Wallace cleans up the three-pointer, that gives him 7 points to go with his 8 rebounds and his 3 block shots. Folks, he's off to a monster here today in Charlottesville.
He's had a monster year. He's been such a dominant force. Only a second-year player.
I'm going to tell you, he is a candidate for player of the year.
Without a doubt. Oh, without a doubt. So is Joe Smith, Sean Respert.
Robinson steps in on the inside, rattles out. They can't get the handle. Carolina ball.
Robinson's had a tough year all year trying to shoot the basketball. You know, you mentioned the free throw line. North Carolina has attempted 524 coming into this game. Their opponents only 256, and they have made more than their opponents. They've made 347.
There's the lineup for the Foot Locker Slam Fest today. A doubleheader coming your way. Herman Moore versus Ryan Thompson. And then 2-time Foot Locker Slam Fest champion Mike Powell faces Cowboy receiver Alvin Harper as Dick Vitale goes overtime at halftime.
Hey, Ryan Thompson's got to get up there in Shea Stadium and start climbing the walls and playing baseball. I should get a foul by North Carolina offensively. A screen. That's an amazing stat I alluded to a little bit earlier. They've made 347 free throws, Deane Smith's teams, and the other team has only attempted the other team's 256.
You know that Dick, Virginia has missed 16 of its last 18 shots from the field. Marty Aronoff, our stats man, all over things here.
Marty does a great job, but that's not shocking to me. Virginia's not a real good offensive team. They're a tough defensive team.
Williford tried to toss it up. Battle underneath. One by Virginia. And put down with a little emphasis. 2 field goals for Chris.
Yeah, anything he gets is going to be off the offensive board. Williford tried an impossible shot because of the presence of Wallace. The crowd is alive, Brett. They're up. They're up here in Charlottesville.
Wallace down low and reach in foul. And he's going to be shooting right now at 3:49.
I think when you think about the NBA, you think about the draft, Wallace and certainly Smith, to me, would be 1-2. And I think the money is going to be so astronomical. I personally, as I've said time and time again, wish they'd leave those kids alone and let them stay in college. But it's very difficult for a young man to turn down $40 and $50 million. That's tough for you to turn down. And that's almost in your league.
The only people who turn it down are Major League Baseball players.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Not 2 shots because that was the 10th foul against Virginia at the 3:49 mark.
Jeff Jones, 5 years, has done a brilliant job. His numbers are tremendous. In fact, his numbers after 5 years exceed Deane Smith's. He has 97 wins. Deane Smith that 66 in his first 5 years.
3:47 timeout, and the visitors from Chapel Hill lead Virginia by 7.
There's something new lurking in the night. Something wild. Something that can't be tamed. And now he wants you to come out and play. Red Wolf is here. Follow your instincts.
You ready?
Yep.
What's this? We're playing on clay.
Right back.
It's mixed doubles.
Oh.
Outdoor court.
Is activewear becoming too specialized for you? Try Discus Athletic. Heavyweight sweats and tees. Just change your clothes once. To Discus Athletic, the way America plays.
Today in Montana, the temperature will be absolutely perfect. It'll be perfect in Maine and also in Minnesota. Because now every oven in every Pizza Hut restaurant across America will be precisely calibrated to the perfect temperature for an absolutely perfect pizza every time. And as always at Pizza Hut, it'll be
Come back soon, Mr. Riskin.
sunny and pleasant, even in Alaska. Hey, it's the stuff we're made of.
Sweet dream, baby. Sweet dream, baby. Sweet dream, baby. How long must I dream?
To those who think a full-bodied beer can't be real red, yet real smooth, we say, where you been living? In a cave? Red Wolf is here. Follow your instincts.
Hi, Mike Fowl, two-time Foot Locker Slam Fest champion, world record on the long jump. If you want to see some high-flying slam, bam, and jamming, tune in at halftime.
Well, Virginia with only one three-point shot in this game, Dick.
Well, there's the offensive rebound. We're going to watch Alexander working on away from the ball. There he is with the good offensive rebound. Gets good position on the inside.
They're going to need a perimeter game here.
They're going to have somebody step it up and knock down some threes to have a chance. I mean, they really could have been in great shape. Their defense, he had to shoot that one. He had it a little earlier.
Oh, they've got him off his game here. He's now 0 for 5. Goose egg for the freshman. Make it 0 for 6, and he's pressing right now.
Remember, he came in this game with 16 for 28 in his last 4 games. Made 9 against UNLV for a school record.
Let's remember last week. Go back to Atlanta. Remember the game we did when Travis Best started out so poorly. Let us not underestimate this North Carolina defense this year. They have taken Staples now completely out of his game. Last week it was McInnes, that man right there. I want to tell you about McInnes. I think he's the most underrated point guard I've watched in the country this year. He doesn't turn the ball over. He gets it into the hands of his scorers. The young man might be better than he's being given credit for right now. Burrough gliding through, hits the field goal. That's 6 for him.
And he makes open shots as well as Jeff McInnes. The reason his stock doesn't go as high as maybe some others is because of the presence of Stackhouse and Wallace, who overshadow him. But there's no question he is a key to this team.
There he is against Robinson with that quick first step. Send it back now to Stackhouse. Saw him for the 3. That's it. There's an example of it right there. He saw the open man. 2 threes for Jerry.
Yeah, created by the penetration of McInnes. What a duo they have. We talk about a dynamic duo, Wallace and Stackhouse. I think that's the best duet in the country.
And I think you got to add that third fellow, Dick. I really do. I'm very impressed with McInnes. On a miss by Robinson, he hustles back and regains it.
Staples has got to knock one down for confidence.
They'll take that instead. Now Barnes, and for Barnes, that's his first field goal of the day.
He's an experienced player coming off the bench. He's their second leading rebounder, averaging 5 rebounds a game. Was suspended, as you mentioned earlier, in the Duke game. 1-game suspension. They said team rules he violated.
Remember at Chapel Hill now. North Carolina built the lead. Sullivan misses. Barnes goes for the rebound. Calabria, who's been busy today. Back to McInnes, who will slow it up now and set the table again. Carolina's going to have a lead, Dick, as they did down there, and Virginia came storming back. Shot for the tie with Deane at the buzzer, and Carolina went out with a 79-76 victory.
Yeah, I think that game was a heck of a game. It was a great finish. But right now, Virginia at halftime is going to have to find a way to make an adjustment to get a little bit more offense out of some people that are getting really nothing from their perimeter offensively.
McInnes on the pull-up. Stackhouse skies. Wanted Sullivan underneath, and it goes over to Virginia.
Jerry Stackhouse with a good offensive rebound, trying to get the ball over to Sullivan, whose rhythm and timing obviously is not going to be there. There he is, Pat Sullivan, Dakota, New Jersey. It's just amazing that he's back here playing after that major surgery that he went under, the back surgery.
Wants to be a coach.
Yeah, I think he has that mentality. He really does. If you got a chance to talk to him.
Dick, I thought he was much smarter than that.
You're right. I don't know why anybody would want to be a coach today with the stress that's out there. We see it all over America. The expectations. When do we go to UCLA? You'll see it down here. You talked about pressure. I mean, there's nothing Jimmy Herrick could do other than if he doesn't win the national title, they'll say he's a failure. It's unbelievable.
Don't you think he should win with that talent?
They really lack a perimeter shooter. They would really be, I think, a top 4 club if they had a guy that could knock down to 3 on a consistent basis.
Well, here we are in the last 30 seconds now, 32-24. Carolina's going to lead at the half. We can say that McInnes was very impressive. Wallace had a bit of a monster stretch in the first half. And as Dick has been pointing out, Virginia's poor shooting is really the story of the Cavaliers here in the first half.
And it's been a lot of North Carolina perimeter defense has been excellent that first half.
Virginia has time.
They got a chance for a shot.
Got a chance here. Robinson will take it on the move. It looks like he could play in the open floor, but Carolina was back. And Burrough, he's had a bad shooting first half. He was fouled. Burrow's only 3 of 11.
Yeah, really struggling on the inside, getting the ball in deep. There's a look at Pat Sullivan. Dean Smith, 822 wins. Look at Pat Sullivan trying to take the charge. Those are the intangibles I talk about that he brings to the table. Here's a kid at back surgery, and he's stepping in trying to take the charge.
So that being the 7th foul, and Burrough will get to come on up here and shoot free throws.
Now I know for sure he should be a coach. I mean, if he's got that kind of mentality after back surgery, taking charges, Pat is ready for the coaching fraternity.
Yeah, Burrough with 8 rebounds, so he's been tough off the glass here today.
I think the three-point shot has really revolutionized college basketball. You saw it in that blowout yesterday with Villanova and Connecticut when it came down to Villanova winning 11 in a row. And tomorrow I have their game against Georgetown, and Georgetown will be tough at home. But they made 14 out of 22 threes.
Let's go.
He just wants to go to the locker room and forget the first 20 minutes. It's 32-24. Carolina. Yes, it has. But we'll return with a thing of beauty. The Foot Locker Slam Fest with Dickie V after this message and a word from our local ABC stations.
As sure as the sun will rise across America, the families that travel will have one common need: to be safe. So it's no surprise that America's favorite full-size car has also been honored for safety. That's according to Prevention Magazine, which gave LeSabre the Safe Car Achievement Award in the full-size category. Buick LeSabre, the American family car.
When you're the eyes and ears of a million people, you can't let your stomach get in the way. So I carry Snickers.
Roasted peanuts, milk chocolate, caramel. Snickers satisfies.
Shake it.
No dandruff, you've got Selsun Power. Brush it, no flakes, you've got Selsun Power with Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it #1 over all leading brands. Dandruff problem? No way. You've got Selsun Power.
Get ready for this. Raquel Welch is out to get the super scoop.
Clark Kent is Superman.
Will her kryptonite kiss destroy the Man of Steel?
Keep your lips off Superman.
An all-new Lois and Clark, Sunday on ABC.
Tonight,
Get down!
a network television premiere. Harrison Ford, Ann Archer, Academy Award nominee Samuel L. Jackson. Tonight, Patriot Games, here on ABC. Parental discretion advised.
The faith a company has in its products is the length of its warranty. But all automobile manufacturers' limited powertrain warranties are not the same. Some run out in 3 years, some go for 4 years, some for 5 years, and 2 continue for 6 years. Volkswagen is the only one that goes for 10 years or 100,000 miles. Lease a 95 Passat GLX for $299 per month. See your local Volkswagen dealer for details.
The savings are spectacular, by George, during the President's Day sale at Wynn's of Clark Mills. Spectacular is too mild a word for the 38,000 square feet of quality furniture and bedding up for grabs at Wynn's. Now through Monday at 9 p.m., Wynn's erupts with sensational President's Day savings on everything in the store. This is absolutely the biggest selling event in Wynn's 50-year-plus history. Nothing is being held back, but you must hurry. At these prices, this quality furniture is bound to move fast. Get to Wynn's early for the best selection. Don't miss the gigantic President's Day sale at Wynn's of Clark Mills, now through Monday only. First come, first to save.
WUTR TV 20 Utica Rome.
In round 1 of the Foot Locker Slam Fest, the defending champion looked ready and able. And this newcomer proved to be as good as his boasts. Welcome back to America West Arena. John Saunders and Dick Vitale at the Foot Locker Slam Fest. Those who've reached the second round guaranteed $10,000, but their eyes all on the $50,000 top prize. No real surprises in round number 1, and a couple of baseball players sticking around as well. And a former competitor joins Dick Vitale out of the field of baseball.
David, we take a look at the contest. You were in this contest several years ago. Who do you like in this contest?
Well, I got to go with my partners from baseball, you know, Kenny Lofton and Ryan Thompson. Although I know Conley and Powell can jump out the gym, I got to go with the baseball boys.
Herman Moore and Ryan Thompson will be our first matchup in round number 2. Moore, the defending champion, his first attempt, Dick, he comes up with a 9.4.
Doesn't shock me at all. Great high jumper in college, 7.4. Ryan Thompson, though, has some great hops.
But in his first attempt, he failed to make his dunk. Herman Moore will go first in the second attempt.
There's Herman, little reverse spin down. I like that 360 spin. Herman's so graceful, so agile. Angela loves it. She liked that $50,000 check he brought home last year. Take a look at the champ. Here's the champ from last year, the defending champ. Says, hey, try to beat this, Ryan. There's the spin. 9.6. He high jumped better than 7 feet in college.
Well, you can see that he easily gets up off the court. Hey, some Detroit Lions fans here, 1 of 10.
Ryan Thompson, though, he worked in the playgrounds as a youngster with a former champ, Delino DeShields, a baseball player. Oh! Didn't get the clean dunk. That was a tough dunk, though, but he didn't get the clean jam. I think that'll hurt him.
And indeed it did hurt him, Dick, a 9.0.
Well, the Mets guy goes, sits down. David Justice behind him, rooting for his baseball buddy, but he didn't have enough.
So for the second year in a row, Herman Moore advances to the Final Four. Up next, Powell and Alvin Harper.
It's not just how you play the game. It's how you call for the ball.
Come on, baby, I got him. Give me the rock, baby. We got him. For the road. Yo. Ah! Looking at it, baby. Come on, hit me off. Hit me off. Ah! Yeah. Woo!
If you're talking my game,
you don't know, you better ask somebody.
You're talking Foot Locker.
If you and your wife are off to beautiful Kauai, Visa Gold's purchase power can pay for every romantic moment.
Hi, honey. Finally came down.
Not to mention a new pair of glasses.
I wanted to tell you how much I'm enjoying this second honeymoon. And that I love you.
Thank you.
Because Jenkins Optical can make new glasses in an hour, but they won't take American Express.
Who's that?
Visa Gold.
I've never seen him before in my life.
Your right brain craves excitement, but your left brain nags to be practical. So get this hand on a Yamaha. And get this one on 8.9% APR and 0 down, right side. Left side, great financing, plus $200 worth of free accessories. But since this one appeals more to your emotional side, here's a reminder for your rational side. Everybody's happy.
Look, a MasterCard won't make you different or unique, okay? Actually, maybe it will. I mean, millions of people use MasterCard, but yours is meant for you and you alone. So if someone steals it, instead of worrying about people running around pretending to be you, call right away and cancel it. Because, after all, there's only one you. What's more, even if somebody does manage to charge stuff to you, you won't pay a cent. And we may even be able to get you a new card the next day. But just for you. Now, how's that for a useful card? MasterCard, it's more than a credit card, it's smart money.
Saturday on ABC Sports, it's the first jewel in bowling's Triple Crown, the PBA National Championship. Then ABC's Wide World of Sports presents skating's finest and fastest. First, they wowed the judges with a near-perfect performance. Now see Mino and Sand light up the ice to capture their second straight national title. It's the pairs final at the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Plus, Olympic superstar Bonnie Blair headlines the field of the World Sprint Speed Skating Championships. It's all Saturday here on ABC.
In round one, the world record holder in the long jump strutted his best stuff. And this cowboy began his ride on the championship trail at the Foot Locker Slam Fest. Today, they'll meet head-to-head Mike Powell against Alvin Harper.
Get ready for some high-flying jams, baby. Here goes Mr. Powell. His first score, a 9.7. You can see why. I mean, he cradles it with the right, shifts it to the left. Mr. Intensity, he's happy. The question is, will it be good enough?
Alvin Harper missed his first attempt. Mike Powell missed his second, so it comes down to this.
I'll tell you, he's Mr. Excitement. Oh, what a super dunk. That's awesome, baby, with a capital A. But the question is it good enough to beat a 9.7? A 9.7's a sensational dunk, but that one was scintillating, baby. Let's see what the judges are going to lay on him. There's the hugs. You know, Powell's shaking right now. He's such a competitor. Look at him peeking up at the scoreboard. And then here it is. This is Michael Jordan style. The one hand spread it. Hang up there. Jam that, baby. That's a football player, baby. That's a football player. He says, come on down, Dominique. Bring Wilkins down. Look at that one hand jam. Wow, he cups that, baby. Alvin Harper. He's the 3S man. Super scintillating, sensational. 9-8. He's got it, John. He's got it. Awesome, baby. Mr. Harper.
Alvin Harper has upset the two-time champion here, and you can see the frustration on the face of Mike Powell and the elation on the face of Alvin Harper as he advances to the Final Four. Still a couple of great matchups ahead, and Dick Vitale with a disappointed man.
Michael, you seem so comfortable, like you were really ready for this one. And I know this one really probably hurts more than the others in the past that you lost because you were really ready.
Yeah, I felt really confident and very relaxed today, more so than I've ever felt before. And it's just tough. As much as I just want to say it's okay, I hate to lose. I hate it, and it's bugging me right now. I like, give me one more chance. I got a better dunk than that one.
I know.
Now it's too late, though. That's the way it goes.
That's what makes you so great as an athlete, your competitive spirit.
That's all I got to say.
Thanks a lot.
Very frustrated, so Mike Conley will carry the banner for the track athletes. Also next week, Chris Carter and Kenny Lofton.
They were really growing up fast. Too fast. All Kelly talked about was going to high school, and all I could think about was paying for college. Sure, I played around with a few mutual funds, but I was no expert. So I started talking to someone who could help, a broker at Deane.
We must plan for our client's future as if it were our own.
Funny. Kids think their parents always have the right answers. I'm just making sure I do.
We measure success, one investor at a time.
This is the story of the tortoise and the hare. One races with reckless abandon and one with great care. We all know who wins this four-wheeled race. The Buick Century, of course, with its dependability and grace. You see, in the last 10 years of all the Centuries sold, more than 9 out of 10 are still on the road. So the moral to this Buick story is perfectly clear. The winner of the race is the one that delivers year after year after year.
Monday.
That plane's coming down!
Imagine the impossible. You're at 41,000 feet. You're out of fuel. Both engines are dead.
Like hell, we're going down.
Based on the true story of Flight 174, William Devane in Falling from the Sky, Monday on ABC.
On America's favorite hour, when tool time's on location, sparks fly.
I disconnected all the electrical appliances like you told me. Except that lamp, it's the kind that only goes on when you clap. Come on, guys, let's go.
Home Improvement. Followed by Grace, Tuesday on ABC.
3 things you won't find at your local Ford dealer in February. No presidents, no Valentines, no groundhogs. 3 things you will find. Low 4.9 financing on Ford Escort. $600 cash back on Ford Escort. $2,000 in cash back and option savings on a loaded Escort. The best-selling small car in America. Great deals on everything in stock. Sorry, no gimmicks. Just good, solid value. Hurry, see your local Ford dealer now.
The savings are spectacular by George during the President's Day sale at Wynn's of Clark Mills. Spectacular is too mild a word for the 38,000 square feet of quality furniture and bedding up for grabs at Wynn's. Now through Monday at 9 p.m., Wynn's erupts with sensational President's Day savings on everything in the store. This is absolutely the biggest selling event in Wynn's 50-year-plus history. Nothing is being held back, but you must hurry. At these prices, this quality furniture is bound to move fast. Get to Wynn's early for the best selection. Don't miss the gigantic President's Day sale at Wynn's of Clark Mills, now through Monday only. First come, first to save.
Don's Ford Subaru Suzuki honors America the old-fashioned way by saving you money during our big President's Day sale. $17,977 for a 95 Windstar. Folks, that's the lowest price ever offered in Mohawk Valley, and we got 35 of these babies in stock for you to look at. Come on down. Everything is on sale, including the Windstar, for just $17,977. We'll save you money during our big President's Day sale at Don's Ford Subaru Suzuki.
WUTR TV 20 Utica Rome.
The Van Naismith Award, celebrating 27 years of recognizing the best players in college basketball. This week's nominee is Bryant Reeves of Oklahoma State. Big Country was last season's Big 8 Player of the Year and a third-team All-America selection. The senior center is the second leading scorer and one of the top rebounders in school history. Bryant Reeves, this week's nominee for the Van Naismith Awards, celebrating 27 years.
We're at halftime, Virginia and North Carolina. Carolina with a nice lead, and a very special group was honored here just a short time ago. Folks, watch this goal by A.J. Wood against Indiana because it gave Virginia a 4th straight NCAA championship. And there are the young, fine-looking group of youngsters who are out here. And there's their NCAA trophy. And there is A.J. Wood. He scored the winning goal. No, that's it. Off your head. You don't use your hands. The man's unbelievable. I can't stop him. How he's taking up soccer, everybody. Let me tell you, you said to me a short time ago, the first few minutes you think are really critical in this basketball game.
Oh, it really is. It's the first 4 minutes, I think, of a basketball game in the second half become critical, especially when you're struggling. Right now, Virginia, they got 3 for 17 from Burrough and from Staples. Staples is 0 for 6 from three-point range. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah, but Dick, what about the soccer team? Can they win 5 in a row?
That's amazing. 4 in a row in soccer, national championship. champs. I mean, that guy's got to be the John Wooden of the soccer world.
Well, there are some of the stats here from the first half, and Dixon poor shooting.
Well, you look at the field goals, three-point range, 1 for 10 for Virginia. They've done a great job defensively. They've neutralized the number of times North Carolina's went to the line, only 6 times, but they're not getting it done offensively. However, they are, if you check statistically, they are a strong second-half basketball team.
Well, McInnes with 8 points, 3 assists, Dick, and no turnovers in the first half. The ringleader now bringing it on up for the Tar Heels, who lead here by 8 as we start the second half.
That's an amazing number. 0 turnovers against the kind of tough man-to-man defense of Virginia. McInnes is certainly getting better and better every game.
Wallace leans in, has to ship it out wisely to Calabria, gets it right back, does the bump and grind, misses the shot into the Cavaliers' hands.
Virginia's got to find a way to get some easy baskets.
Been heavy going against this Carolina defense, at least so far here in the first half. Jones starts out working on the officials as we started.
Oh, Wilfer should have shot that. Wide open, top of the circle.
Robinson will, and off the miss, it's Calabria. The crowd won't get in this unless Virginia can get off to an early burst here in the second half.
Yeah, they got to do something to create the atmosphere to get the crowd alive. They were ready to start the game, but the offensive performance has been ugly here in the first half.
Stackhouse is sealed up, recaught it, but it was rejected. No traveling. Now Virginia ball. Good interior defense again.
2 outstanding possessions that they've done a great job defensively, but again, come up 0 offensively.
Behind his back, McInnes gliding. Calabria will move it, and Williams will try to bang the 3, and he does. That's the second of the game.
Fred, so unselfish. They make the extra pass. Donald Williams walked out with the gold trophy. He was the MVP in '93 in New Orleans. What a third option to have.
I know there are some folks in Kansas who would probably disagree, but if this keeps up, I think the Tar Heels will be ranked #1 again.
I think Roy Williams would agree that they should be #1 if they were to win. And certainly Kansas is a club I really like because I like their balance inside and outside.
And this would put them on track to be the #1 seed in the Eastern region, too, you know, with Massachusetts and Connecticut. Connecticut suffering its first loss, upset at home at the hands of Villanova. One of those 2 teams figures to be #2, I would guess. Down away for the ball. A 3-second violation, I believe, was the call that time, and it'll go over on the turnover.
There's only so much you can do in terms of relying on your defense. As you look at the halftime, here it is, you look at Virginia in the second half. Their numbers have really increased throughout the year, but they've started off sluggishly here. Harold Deane's got to create some shots and some dribble penetration.
Well, he's really counting on Staples, who has just checked in to light it up. And immediately, Williams went out with him. He took him in the original first half performance by Staples. He's all over. Look at Williams. Won't give him any daylight there.
The perimeter defense of North Carolina has been excellent. They have really come out to guard the 3.
McInnes has been taking Deane. Williams has been taking Staples.
There's an underrated player. Dante Calabria shoots 56% from 3-point range. Gets some good offensive rebounds. Is versatile. Can play on a perimeter as well as the wing.
Deane gets a screen on a rub-off.
That's the guy we just talked about. Harold Deane's got to create. He's got to be an innovator. He's got to be all Thomas Edison. He's got to go out there and make things happen with dribble penetration.
Now they need to force some misses or some turnovers, but not from the big fella down there. 9 for Rasheed in the game.
What smart basketball by the Heels. They know they want a quick basket. They go right to the low post.
Staples 0 for 7 now. But a cleanup underneath that time by Williford, and that's his second field goal.
Williford's averaging close to 9 rebounds a game in the last 3 games. He's bumping right now. Burrough and Wallace are going at it in the post.
McInnes all alone.
There's your guy, Brent Musburger. He makes the all Musburger team. Hey, I got Duncan Berger on my right, Musburger on my left, and I'm in the middle. You say, who's Duncan Berger? He's our guy. He's our stage manager.
Sailed up on the inside.
Oh, nice look.
Williford.
Nice diagonal look. Here comes the crowd. Here comes the crowd at University Hall.
Wallace could quiet it. Knocked away, and he is fouled. Foul is on Williford, and that's the first against Virginia here in the second half.
North Carolina playing so intelligently, and that's part of the reason they shoot better than 50%. They're always looking for the high percentage shot. We'll see the contact. There's the contact on Wallace. I talk about my All-American team. I start in the middle with Rasheed Wallace. I go to the big forward slot. I'm staying in the ACC, and I'm going for Joe Smith. I go to the small forward spot. I'm staying in the ACC. I'm going for Jerry Stackhouse. My backcourt, I'm going for Damon Stoudemire and Sean Respert. I can't wait to see Respert Tuesday night up in East Lansing against Michigan.
10 points for Wallace now to go with his 8 rebounds and 4 blocks and make it 11.
I see so much in his game, and I've said this time and time again, in Alonzo Mourning. He really has that toughness and tenacity that Mourning possessed when he played at Georgetown.
Better inside offensive game at this stage of his career, I would guess. I probably have to ask some scouts, but at least the times I've watched him. Staples, and made it out with that 3. There's his first one.
Oh, yes, he knocked down 9 against UNLV. 16 for 28. Where has the trifecta been?
Now 1 of 8.
He's one of the premier 6 men off the bench. He's a member of my all-John Havlicek team.
Calabria driving left-hander. Wallace, hello.
Good night. And the bench erupted. Jubilation. Oh, great hustle.
The loose ball. Carolina, Deane touched it last.
Great hustle by your guy, McGinnis. Oh, I love Justin McGinnis, too. He is such a winner.
Somewhat overlooked, but now Calabria, and watch the big fella do it all.
Imagine an antiperspirant that keeps a man feeling as clean and fresh as this all through the day. Well, this is it. Ban for Men Clear Antiperspirant. Clean and fresh because it goes on clear. And Ban for Men sets up a clear shield of protection that fights wetness and odor for a full 24 hours. Feel this clean. Feel this fresh. Try Ban for Men Clear Antiperspirant.
Every week, Pizza Hut talks to 50,000 people all across America.
Hello? Hello, this is Pizza Hut. I didn't know I had pizza.
Because we want to know what you think.
The delivery guy was right on time. I gave the green peppers to my sister, and it was just the right amount of cheese. I love pizza for breakfast. In fact, Dad likes pizza better than Mom's cooking.
After all, it's not our Pizza Hut. It's your Pizza Hut.
Call back anytime you want some advice.
You'll love the stuff we're made of.
Some of the world's most advanced safety innovations are now available in this handsome carrying case. The new 960 from Volvo, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy.
ABC Sports, Raycom College Basketball, brought to you by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. Deane Witter. There are many ways to measure success. Deane Witter measures success one investor at a time. Ban for Men, the clear antiperspirant that keeps a man feeling clean and fresh. And 7-Up, the Uncola, and your local 7-Up bottler.
Well, next Saturday, ABC Sports presents the first jewel in bowling's Triple Crown, the PBA National Championship. Then it's ABC's Wide World of Sports. The pairs competition at the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Then Bonnie Blair speeds things up, the World Sprint Speed Skating Championships. That's all next Saturday, right here on ABC.
There's Phil Ford sitting to the left of Dean Smith, to our right on the screen, one of the great point guards ever to lace him up in college basketball. Was the player of the year when he played there in North Carolina in the late 70s.
Nice 10-point cushion here for the Tar Heels right now.
Have a nice rhythm to their half-court offense as well.
Their 5 starters have scored all of their points in this game. Stackhouse has it rejected by Williford and runs down into the corner.
He's had 4 shots blocked today.
This time he is fouled, which is going to be the second foul against Virginia here. No team fouls yet against Carolina. That's how they started off in the first half. They went beyond the 5-minute mark before they picked up a personal, playing very smoothly on defense.
There's an isolation to clear out. There's the block shot on Stackhouse, but he comes right back and attacks the basket. He goes to the free throw line a lot because of his ability to attack the goal. Comes from a family of 1 out of 11. His mom brings him gummy bears before every game. She sits in the stands. He said, what an influence on my life. He said one time he got a technical foul, and then when he walked off the court that day, he ran into his mother, and she gave a little lecture. He said from that moment on, he has learned to try to be a friend of the Zebras.
Robinson bringing it down for the Cavaliers. 44-33. Carolina leads it at the 14:40 mark here in regulation.
They got to start looking to shoot some threes, get some screens.
There's Deane. Got it.
They have to give it. They got to start looking at the basket, three-point range, square their body, get the good look, the good rotation.
Deane is 5 of 7, so he may be the takeover guy here, Dick, that you're talking about. If they can rub off McGinnis, who have done a good job on it defensively.
They got to get some screens for him. McGinnis is right up in his face. That's a walk. They missed it.
And McGinnis bangs it in.
I thought he lifted his pivot foot right there. No ball.
It's a 10-point lead again.
They get so many weapons. They hurt you so many different ways, North Carolina. Shut down a Stackhouse and a McGinnis hurt you.
Robinson will take it on the inside. He's sealed up, and there's a foul on Carolina. That's the first against him this half.
They're also in a big battle, North Carolina and Virginia, recruiting for a 6'10" player from Oak Hill by the name of Melvin Whitaker, who really has come down to whether it be the Heels or play here for Virginia.
Robinson will step up to the free throw line and see if he can reduce this 10-point lead.
They're not getting anything in transition, Virginia. They've lost 2 games at home. Non-conference, lost to Stanford here. Jeff Jones earlier this year lost to Ohio University before Gary Trent and company went on to shock everybody and win the Big Apple NIT. They're hanging around, though. They're dangerous.
Down by 8 now at the 13:45 mark.
Look at McGinnis taking charge. You can just feel that he has become a captain on the floor. Alexander rotates, is now playing Wallace.
Stackhouse short. Williford off. Stackhouse shooting poorly today. He's 2 of 13.
Staples! That's the guy that's got to light it up. And the bench loves it. He's their big-time three-point shooter, Curtis Staples.
Didn't take much time in releasing it, and he's cut the lead to 6. McGinnis gets 2 of them back right now. 14 for the game.
Folks, you're seeing a star being born here today. Brent Musburger talked about it earlier. Jeff McGinnis is no longer just a role player.
Deane gets inside him, gets him on his hip, score, put him on the line.
Oh, I love Harold Deane. He's got great strength. His dad was a college coach. There's a look at Harold Deane, who really stepped up big last year in the ACC tournament. In fact, he was like number 2 in that tournament to Jerry Stackhouse. Stackhouse was the MVP. Had Virginia won the tournament, it would have been Harold Deane. Anybody but Carolina.
Sullivan and Landry check in off Coach Smith's bench right now. Stackhouse and Williams will take a break, and Deane at the free throw line.
This is where you got to make some noise right now if you're Virginia, with them going to their bench.
Knocked away from Sullivan, but McGinnis runs it down.
Most likely they'll look number 1 option now, probably to get the ball inside to Wallace. You got to cover that position, score. Oh, they're going to a zone, 2-3 zone. Played a little 2-3 zone. They'll try to match up inside on Wallace. Got to be careful for Calabria against the zone.
He was the man. Misfired that time into Robinson's hands. Robinson will penetrate with that speed, and he's got the ball. That's 7 for Robinson now, and he's alive in the second half.
And the crowd is alive, Brent. They're alive here. Hello, we got ourselves a heck of a game.
Back to 3 as the Cavaliers go on a 12-4 run now against Carolina.
They're in a 2-3 zone.
McGinnis misfiring. Staples
Got to take advantage now with Carolina having some key people on its sideline.
If they could find Staples for a 3 to tie this place would start rocking in Charlottesville right now.
Got to get a screen for Staples.
They're clogged in the corner. He and Deane.
Poor job of spacing right there.
Deane alertly got it off the Carolina defender. We've got a timeout. Listen to the crowd in Charlottesville. The Cavaliers are back.
We're gonna brand those calves. We'll fire up some irons.
I'll get on it.
If your soft drink routine just doesn't work for you anymore, maybe all it needs is a new brand. One that's fresh and clean.
How'd that happen?
7-Up, the Un-Cola. When you've got a taste for Un, there's only one.
Got those irons fired up?
Ah, yeah, but I'm still shanging to the right. Tony and Diane get regular insurance checkups, just like they get regular medical checkups. I'm State Farm Agent Carlos Bermudez. I have been their State Farm agent 7 years. A family insurance checkup helps them make sure all their coverages are up to date. It's also a good time to explore options, like how their life insurance plan can be adapted to help with their daughter's college education. I think the family insurance checkup is something everybody can feel good about.
State Farm is there. First day, my new boss throws me the keys.
Get it fixed, kid.
So I took it to Charlie. Guy's a real pro.
Let's get the parts.
Charlie says at CarQuest, they believe to be the best, you gotta use the best parts. Like top quality Champion spark plugs from CarQuest. Champion gets engines started faster and running their best.
Relax. It's done. Did you get the car fixed, kid?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you get the parts?
CarQuest?
Welcome to the pros, kid.
The new 960 is a very different kind of Volvo. So, we thought we'd run it by you. The new 960 from Volvo.
Two of the winningest teams of all time meet when the Duke Blue Devils battle the red-hot Bruins of UCLA. It's Pizza Hut College basketball next Sunday on ABC.
After shooting 29% in the first half, Dick, the Cavaliers are blazing away at 62% here in the second half.
Brent, we talked about the three-point shot, how it's revolutionized college basketball. They're starting to knock down to three as we look at Staples catching a pass. There he is catching a pass. Hey, awesome, baby. Cavaliers, you made that sign, Brent. I saw you make that.
The 7-Up shootout folks made that sign. I think as we continue, good doubleheader here.
Here in the second half, Virginia starting to get some offense. Good execution against the 2-3 zone.
That's 8 for Williford now, and it's a one-point game in Charlottesville.
They beat North Carolina 4 of the last 6 times here in Charlottesville. Beat them here last year.
Wallace watching from the side. Stackhouse checked back in during the timeout. Williams handling the ball. Deane So Rasheed checks back into the game, and Landry's in with him. Deane now is 8 of 10 from the floor. Number 21, and Landry will take him for the time being and see if he can cool him down right now.
Keep the ball with the alternate possession.
Staples up over the top of Williams, and now he plays 3 of them here in the second half.
He's on fire. Curtis Stackhouse. They said he could flat out shoot for 3. He's the record holder in the school.
This is a 22-4 run for the Cavaliers against Carolina. Stackhouse on the penetration, and a foul is called against Virginia.
Brent, we talked about in the first half that if Virginia had any offense going, that Carolina was ripe to be beaten today. They looked a little bit passive, and they came in here, I thought, a little bit flat. Virginia was not able to execute offensively, and North Carolina left with a good defensive performance. But right now, Virginia has stepped it up offensively.
Stackhouse needs to come alive for the Tar Heels if they're going to do anything. Here he is with the ball.
Oh, he walked. That's a walk.
Let's see if he hurt himself. Might have been a wet spot on the floor or something. I think he's signaling for somebody to come out and dry it up because his foot simply gave way right there.
As soon as he lays on the floor like he did, it gets up. It's a walking violation. Here's the slip. Yeah, he definitely slipped. What a great year he's having.
55-48. Great turnaround here for the Cavaliers in the second half.
We talk about defense so often, but today's an example where a good defensive effort kept them in the game, Virginia.
Deane again.
He needs a TO, baby. They need a TO, baby, down at Chapel Hill.
The name is Deane, but this time it's not Smith. It's Deane. Lighten him up. He's 6 of 6 this half. 22 for the game.
My, what big ears you have.
All the better to hear you with, my dear.
And what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Real red, real smooth. Red Wolf.
My, what big teeth you have. What are they for? Oh, my.
Follow your instincts.
On average, you drive about 500 hours a year. That's like 21 straight days. Days and nights. And that's the reason for the all-new interior of the new Regal for $1995. 21 days. In most imports, that could be like a sentence. In the Buick Regal, it's more like a 3-week vacation.
This is ABC.
The faith a company has in its products is the length of its warranty. But all automobile manufacturers' limited powertrain warranties are not the same. Some run out in 3 years, some go for 4 years, some for 5 years, and 2 continue for 6 years. Volkswagen is the only one that goes for 10 years or 100,000 miles. Lease a 95 Jetta GL with 0 down payment for $199 per month. See your local Volkswagen dealer for details.
Discover the exciting Berkline Hideaway chair at Raymore and Flanagan.
It's a Berkline, the chair beyond compare.
Act now for our special financing offer. Pay nothing for 6 months on anything you buy. 6 months, no interest, and no payments. You heard right. Nothing to pay for 6 months.
It's a Berkline, the Berkline Hideaway chair.
Nothing to pay for 6 months at the nearest Raymore and Flanagan showroom.
WUTR TV 20, Utica, Rome.
Stunning. 6 minutes ago, North Carolina led at 44-33. Since then, Virginia has outscored the Tar Heels 25-4.
I'll tell you, several years ago in 1989, there was a kid by the name of Richard Morgan who was on fire like Harold Deane. Jerry Lindquist just told me he's a fine writer from out here in Richmond. He scored 38 that day, Richard Morgan, and knocked down 8 threes. Maybe we're seeing that performance by Harold Deane.
Now we will test this Carolina team and hold those ballots. Kansas is very team fouls against Carolina, and that's number 3 on Deane. So suddenly we got a very important number to watch.
That is a big number because without Cory Alexander, they're really depleted now in their backcourt.
Drop in, and the foul goes against the Cavaliers, and that's their 5th.
Brent, you noticed that when they went to their bench, North Carolina, that's when Virginia made that tremendous spurt, because prior to that, anytime Virginia would make a big shot, Wallace would score on the inside.
But the 5 starters are back. Wallace regains control and hits the jump shot. Rasheed with 15 for the game.
They just bring the ball inside to Rasheed, and he's so difficult to defend. They still have to attack Virginia. They can't start to play passive basketball.
Staples on the dribble, and right with him was Williams.
You got to respect Staples, the way he started his game, and then he's still looking for his shot. Missed his first 6 attempts.
Burrough sent it back now to Staples. Fires up over the top, short on the iron, but Alexander with an offensive rebound.
Alexander's been one of those role players, blocking shots, playing good defense.
Burrow's going to go on Wallace, and Wallace sends it right back in his face. Get that out of here. Calabria on the move now, and it's McInnes. McInnes has got it.
Got to watch for a real spurt now by North Carolina. Jeff Jones has got to think about a timeout. Got to show some patience here. Wallace, as soon as he comes on the floor, they're a different basketball team.
The Stallions are back, and it's 58-52, 7-18, and Staples hits a jumping 2 now, and that's 11 for the second half for him.
He and Toby Bailey from out of UCLA are 2 of the premier 6 men in the game. Staples is instant firepower.
Virginia had gone on a 12-straight field goal run.
You got a hold on the interior by Alexander on Wallace. Wallace trying to seal off on the inside. There's Alexander bumping and grinding and sliding.
That's 4 on Alexander, and the Cavaliers in a bit of foul trouble. That's 16 fouls against them. They've got Deane with 3, Alexander with 4, and he will sit down now.
We're feeding off the emotion of this crowd here, who gave him a tremendous lift in that spurt.
Williams, 3 is off, loose. Stackhouse is fouled, and that is number 7 on Virginia.
North Carolina really getting up on the offensive boards with Stackhouse. They tried to knock down the 3, but it wasn't there.
There's what we've got for you tonight, the $100,000 episode. We play a little lottery tonight. America's Funniest Home Videos. Lois and Clark, and then Patriot Games, the network premiere. Ann Archer's in that Patriot Games.
Really?
We'll enjoy watching her.
Oh. I got to drive up to Washington, D.C. to get in town and to turn on my TV tube and watch it.
It's good action drama. 7 points, 9 rebounds, but Stackhouse is only 2 of 14 for the floor.
Really struggling offensively. He's had such a consistent year, averaging 19 points a game. North Carolina, think about this. Like Notre Dame in football, every time they lace up their shoes, people play at a different level against them.
Ball is out of bounds. Carolina ball. 60-53. They're down by 7. As the man is going to rewrite all the record books before he's finished at North Carolina.
And he's
unbelievable career.
And he's done it with class. C-L-A-S-S. I even could spell class.
It's amazing in the era of burnout that somebody like Deane Smith just keeps rolling in with another 20 minutes. Now here's Wallace on a turnaround. It's his big man going to get the roll, and now he's up to 17 points, and he pulls the heels back to within 5. Remember, they were down by 10. 6:26 now. Virginia in the first half hit only 1 of 10 from three-point range. They're perfect outside. This is a 2 by Deane. He's rattled in 24.
What Deane does really well with his dribble penetration, he has poise and he's under control, and he squares his body to the basket. For all you young kids out there, when you shoot a jump shot, square your body, get a good look at the rim, and shoot right over the front of the rim with good rotation.
Carolina needs to find a way to cool him off. He's 10 to 12 from the field right now. Williams on a runner, misses. Williford with position, and he is fouled. That's the 3rd team foul against Carolina. That's 10 rebounds now for Jason Williford. He moved into the starting lineup after the broken foot suffered by Cory Alexander, and he has great position down here on that right block. Just steps inside it. He's had it all day.
Yeah, he's a position rebounder. He's not a great leaper. As you look at Jeff Jones working that sideline, he's done such a solid job in 5 years.
Staples rattles out into the hands of Stackhouse.
He's not bashful. I mean, as soon as he touches the ball, Staples is thinking shot.
Calabria checks back in, gets it to Wallace with an assist right away, and there's 19 for the big fella. And how are you going to stop that? Alexander in foul trouble.
That's an M&M. That's a mismatch. That's like the beauty contest with Cindy Crawford in her finest bikini and Roseanne in her finest bikini. I mean, it's an M&M.
Not much thought. Robinson, the three, and it's big for the Cavaliers.
That's big for Robinson. They need that productivity, and the Wahoo fans love it, baby. They're looking to tie in the ACC.
They would be tied with Carolina for first in the ACC if they can pull this off. Williams on a runner has got it down. Long way to go in this one. 8 points now for Donald.
Especially with North Carolina, who's had so many miracle comebacks during the Deane Smith era.
We've got a timeout. We're inside of 5 minutes. 65-59 Virginia.
Auto Show concept cars. Cars with exciting features like supercharged engines. Finally, someone's built one for you. Introducing the 1995 Riviera with an available supercharged engine that breathes deep for maximum power. It's amazing what a breath of fresh air can do. The all-new Riviera by Buick. What a concept.
Win a $25,000 scholarship or a Via Athletic shoes in the 7-Up shootout game. Just perfect these basketball moves. The drive. The give and go. The quick look. A triple reverse 360. A slam dunk. But hurry, time's running out. You could win a $25,000 scholarship in the 7-Up shootout game. 3 caps pays for college.
When young policyholders come to me, I look at them and think, boy, that was me 15 years ago. I remember very well how quickly things changed for Debbie and me. Marriage, children, our first house. It's exactly why State Farm's family insurance checkups are such a good idea. Your agent helps you put it all in perspective so you can make the right decisions. The way you were 5 years ago is not the way you are today. It's comforting to me when I can say to my policyholders, hey, I've been there.
State Farm is there.
There's something you're going to love at Pizza Hut even before you take your first bite. Our guarantee. If your pizza isn't right, it's free. You'll probably never need it, but it's nice to know it's there.
Imagine a rent-a-car company that will pick you up right at your door. That's Enterprise. Call us. We'll arrange to come to you. Take you back to our office, and you're on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Our country's senior stars try to drive away with the team title when they battle an all-star international squad. It's the Chrysler Cup next Sunday on ABC Sports.
After golf, come with us to Los Angeles. Duke and UCLA, 3:45 Eastern time right here. Sunday getting late in the afternoon, Dick. Is there anything better than a little Pizza Hut delivery?
Get a little pepperoni on it. Put a little pepperoni.
Yeah.
Here's Jamal Robinson. There he is. His jumper's disappeared and came back right there from out of Jamaica, New York. Look at the emotion.
The Pizza Hut delivery of this game, and Virginia delivering the goods right now, 65-59. We're at the 4:49 mark. Only 3 team fouls on North Carolina. They can afford to foul a little bit later in this game, and they will not send Virginia to the line. That's important if Deane starts to handle the ball out on top.
North Carolina does an excellent job.
Lavery had jumped in on him that time, and they didn't get the whistle. There you can see the bench scoring. Carolina without a point off its bench, and on the run, Deane comes on through. That's 26 points for Harold Deane.
Wow, they can't handle him. He's a different player here in the second half. He's thinking offense. There's the 2-3 zone now. The three-point shot becomes big in the zone.
Wallace gets the roll at the other end, and it's 21 for Rasheed. It's Mr. Inside for Carolina against Mr. Outside Virginia.
That's Doc Blanchard and then Davis.
Davis.
Wow, 1941.
Oh, a little later than that, too. When they both won Heisman's there after the war.
I'm guessing a little bit.
Maybe.
I know they played at West Point. It was super.
Now the pass is on the inside. Williford on the roll, and Jason is in at 10 points, 8 in the second half.
What a job they're doing offensively in terms of executing. Playing a little bit more aggressive offensively.
Stackhouse underneath with a big deuce now for Carolina, and that's 10 points.
That's the way it's supposed to be. All the great players making the great plays.
I think we saw that Michigan was up Texas doing a job on Temple down in San Antonio in that 7-up shootout.
Texas has an outstanding backcourt. Renshaw and Anderson.
Staples pulls the trigger, and it's into the hands of McInnes. A big miss. 69-63 at the 3-minute mark. A big trip now for the Heels. Williams will step on inside, give it up to Calabria. He'll try to bury the three, and it's not there, but Wallace puts it back. Off the offensive rebound. Wallace keeps the Heels alive.
What a performance by Rasheed Wallace for North Carolina and Harold Deane for Virginia. What an unbelievable performance by both players here.
Now it's 2:42 and it's a 4. Williford passes the shot up. Carolina knows it. Here's Deane, and out on him now. Watching him is Williams. Williams had taken Staples earlier. There's the rub off, so they'll go to Staples. Calabria has to handle him.
They're in a zone right now. You can get in the gaps and seams.
And the possession arrow jumped over to the Tar Heels.
They deserve it. That's one time the rule worked out in their favor. They make the good defensive play, and they get the ball. You know, it's amazing. You think of Jeff Jones in his 5th year, 97 wins. Dean Smith had 66 in 5 years. Just to appreciate the job he has done here in Virginia. There's the look. He broke that hand. He punched the blackboard down in Beverly. Look at him. He's supposed to be calm and cool, good looking, working on sideline, has all his hair.
Now it's McInnes setting the table at the 2:15 mark. His big man inside, Rasheed, with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 block shots. Alexander with the 4 fouls is trying to deny him the basketball. McInnes on a spinner on the inside is short and winds up in Williford's hands again. Number 11 for Jason.
Now you got to maximize each possession. You got to play intelligently. Shot selection becomes so big now for Virginia.
A 4-point lead.
Psychologically, everyone knows North Carolina has sprung so many miracle comebacks this year over Duke in double overtime.
Mixing in is Stackhouse and Fowler.
Yeah, he fouls him, but they're not going to go to the line. They can play aggressively. They can try to steal. They also came back in a miraculous fashion against Wake Forest and won it by Donald Williams' clutch shot.
Now remember, they've got another one to give here. They reset the clock, though, at the 34-second mark. At 1:30, down by 4. They'd love to come up with a steal. There's the trap. Williams chasing from the rear, and there's foul number 5.
See, that's intelligent basketball. They're trying to make the steal. They're playing aggressively. They know Virginia's not going to go to the line.
And then at a certain point, you've got to be down there because you may have to send them to the line just to get an opportunity to get the ball back.
Stop the clock. It's a heck of a matchup right there. McInnes with the foul against Deane.
That's number 6.
Deane doesn't show that he has great speed, but he has such tremendous control of his dribble. He gets to spot A to B anytime he wants.
That foul, incidentally, is number 4 on McInnes.
Oh, that was beautiful.
28 mark. They almost turned it over critically at the inside of 1:30, and now Carolina's got to get the ball back.
They're going to spread the court and keep it in Deane's hands because he's a great free throw shooter, Brent. He shoots better than 84% on the line.
He steps inside McInnes, and here's the cross to Staples. Staples this time wisely passes it up with time left on that shot clock. He's going to bring it on down. I'm surprised that the Heels aren't all over somebody right now. They don't want to put Deane on the line.
Oh, Deane's a great free throw shooter. Jeff Jones, you want him to have the ball.
Staples inside of 5. He's going to bring it up with a jump shot. The freshman loose, and Wallace is called for the foul. Biggest call of the game right here.
He's going to watch out. He don't get a technical. He's going to calm down. He better calm down. Got to calm down, Rasheed. There's the little jumper. Now here comes Wallace leaning over the top.
He's still pleading his case inside the paint. Wallace is still arguing.
See, from the angle that the official had up on top, Steve Gordon, he gets the angle
result of the contact. That's the 7th foul, and Williford now steps up to shoot it. Big free throw right here for Williford. Virginia clears out to play defense. He misses it into Wallace's hands. So not much is lost, and now the Heels with a critical possession inside of a minute.
Well, I got to think of inside action or a drive by
Stackhouse has got it, but didn't get the roll. He'll shoot a pair of free throws instead.
He has that special knack of being able to get to the foul line. So what happens there are two major factors. One, he gets an opportunity to reduce the lead, but it also stops the clock, and it can get into a defensive pressure. There's the drive by Stackhouse. See, right now, stop the clock. North Carolina on the conversions, they can go into a pressure defensive set.
Critical free throw, and Jerry not shooting purely like he sometimes does today. Rattled that one in for 11 counts nevertheless.
It's a big one because now it makes it a one-possession game.
Crowd on the right, Stackhouse's face on the left. 3 of 5 at the line, misfiring. Wallace had it taken away by Burrough.
Big rebound by Burrough, and he gets fouled. Wallace right now is crying too much on the floor. He's got to play basketball and forget about refereeing. It's great to have a player play with emotion, Brent, but he's going to put himself in a danger zone. 1, lose his focus, and number 2, maybe a technical eventually.
41 seconds. Burrough stepping up at the free throw line after the foul is called down underneath. Burrough was moving into him, wasn't he?
There's Burrough, a big space eater, a wide body, protects the basketball.
Hits the front end, and that is big. 7 points now for Burrough.
He's a good free throw shooter. He's improved his numbers this year, both from the field goal range and also from the free throw line. He was a 67% career guy. He's up to 71% now.
Hits them both, and now Carolina with an option. They can go for the 3 right away or punch it in because they've got to have at least 2 hoops, and they need a turnover. What they don't need is to waste time right here.
I would go quickly to the basket.
Williams is open for the 3. He's got it. Donald hits it. It's 11 on the 3, and that makes it a 2-point game inside of 30 seconds.
Well, the key there is the score and the ability to stop the clock. Whether it was 3 or 2 is immaterial.
Dick, they let him have too good a look that time defensively, and he made him pay.
Concept cars. Stunning coupes built just for auto shows, not for real people. Now, Buick introduces a whole new concept. The all-new 1995 Riviera. The roomiest coupe in the world, with all the style and excitement of a concept car. Riviera by Buick. What a concept.
Today in Montana, the temperature will be absolutely perfect. It'll be perfect in Maine and also in Minnesota, because now every oven in every Pizza Hut restaurant across America will be precisely calibrated to the perfect temperature for an absolutely perfect pizza every time. And as always at Pizza Hut, it'll be...
Come back soon, Mr. Riskin.
Sunny and pleasant, even in Alaska. Hey, it's the stuff we're made of.
Ben and Connie Studebaker look at things differently since they became parents. I'm Roger Cool. I'm their State Farm agent. Having a family brought a lot of changes in their lives, so we thought it was a good idea to sit down and have a family insurance checkup. We started by adding to their life insurance protection. Then we went over all their family insurance to help make sure their coverage was up to date. After all, you never know what could happen.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ABC Sports. Raycom College Basketball has been brought to you by Buick and your local dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. Pizza Hut, you'll love the stuff we're made of. Red Wolf Lager, really red, really smooth, follow your instincts. And Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
With Dick Vitale, I'm Brent Musburger. Hope you're enjoying the 7-Up shootout today on ABC. 2 fine games. Maryland, a 2-point winner over Cincinnati earlier today. Now inside of 30 seconds, and Virginia trying to hold on to a 2-point lead against North Carolina that would pull the Cavaliers into a tie. There's the foul on Stackhouse in the backcourt.
Well, what happened basically, a situation during a timeout, Deane Smith, during that timeout, people wonder what a coach is talking about. He's talking about strategy. He's talking about matchups. He's talking about time. He's talking about focus and concentration. And there's an example. Their job there was to try to make the steal number one. If it wasn't available, we foul immediately and put them on a line so we don't waste time.
Somewhat surprising that they put the ball into Wilford's hands that quickly. He's only 71% from the line, and he is 0 of 1 today with a big one here. Rolls out, misses the front end, and now Carolina can tie it or go ahead with a three.
Well, they went ahead with a three to beat Wake Forest. They beat...
Stackhouse is going to take it. Stackhouse on Wilford has got it for the tie. What a move!
What a great move by Jerry Stackhouse in an isolation. Does he? No timeout being called by Jeff Jones.
He has two. If he wants to use one, he can. He's going to keep going. Last shot time, Deane. Why not? On the runner, he's fouled. He'll shoot the free throws with 4.2, but there's still time for Carolina.
And he's a great free throw shooter. The one thing that's a little different in college, if this was the NBA, on the conversions, Deane would be able to get the ball at half court. There's Harold Deane. You have to admire, though, the offensive play that was made by Jerry Stackhouse in that clear out. And then you'd have to admire Deane wanting to win the game at the end.
Deane, interestingly enough, even though he has shot brilliantly from the floor today and has 26 points for the Cavaliers, he's missed his only free throw. He is, though, as Dick points out, excellent free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's a tremendous free throw shooter. Goes to the line a great deal. He's the guy, if you're Jeff Jones right now, if you wanted to pick a guy to be on that line, it would be Mr. Deane. North Carolina continually amazes you as they come from behind so many times. There's the conversion. And as you said, Brent, it's not over. Not with Michelangelo on the sideline. What an artist he is.
I'll tell you what, Stackhouse can do it again. It's 4.2. They get the ball in his hands near the midcourt line at about 3. He can make that move.
Well, remember this. For you people out there, the clock doesn't start until the ball touches a player on the floor.
There's 28 points now for Harold Deane. He puts the Cavaliers up to 4.2 seconds. And the Tar Heels not feeling the pressure on the coach's faces either.
Hi, may I help you?
Yeah, I need some shorts to play basketball.
Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Full court or half court?
Half, I guess.
Pick up or play. Shirts or skins?
Excuse me?
Day or night, home or away, team or one-on-one?
Is activewear becoming too specialized for you? Try Discus Athletic. Heavyweight sweats and tees. The activewear that's right for however you play. Discus Athletic. The way America plays.
Horse or pig?
Auto Show concept cars. Cars with exciting features like supercharged engines. Finally, someone's built one for you. Introducing the 1995 Riviera with an available supercharged engine that breathes deep for maximum power. It's amazing what a breath of fresh air can do. The all-new Riviera by Buick. What a concept.
Well, Jerry Stackhouse, who missed 12 of his first 14 shots, has been the big man for the Tar Heels down the stretch. He has hit 2 huge field goals. Do you put it in his hands, Mr. Bajaj?
Well, the clear out was there. Certainly you'd like to get it to Mr. Stackhouse, but you don't have a lot of time to work with. With 4.2 seconds, the one thing Virginia's going to do is try to make them work to get the ball up the court by extended defensively. Now it's a situation you don't want to foul, but number 2, you got to be cautious of the 3. Robinson looking like that us for some help. See, they're going to put some pressure now. That's a smart decision by Jeff Jones, because right now he doesn't want him to get the ball in that easily.
Interesting that Pat Sullivan comes in to inbound the ball, and Rasheed Wallace is out right now. He runs the baseline and called their last timeout. He was sealed up down on the inside by Alexander, and he will use the Tar Heels' last timeout. Nothing off the clock. We're coming back.
Gillette introduces the next revolution in shaving closeness. Microfins. And they're only on the new Sense Sensor XL. These micropins precede the blades. As Sensor XL's spring-mounted blades adjust to your face, these soft, flexible pins gently stretch your skin, so your beard stands up for the closest, most comfortable shave. Get closer than ever before. Get the new Gillette Sensor XL.
Imagine a couple of Swedish engineers have dinner with a couple of German engineers. The Swedish engineers over herring talk about safety, while the German engineers over bratwurst talk about the joy of driving. And what do you think they'd end up with? Probably the new Volvo 960. Now the only question is, who's going to pick up the tab? The new 960 from Volvo.
It's very interesting strategy on the part of Coach Smith not to have Rasheed out there for a cleanup opportunity. I guess he thinks he's going to need it in the open floor.
Yeah, I'm really shocked. I thought you'd have Rasheed for possibly the missed shot. If they get the ball to half court, they'll get a shot up quickly. But look at his defense by Virginia.
They throw it past to Stackhouse. Stackhouse gives it up, and Virginia's done it.
It's academic.
Virginia for a share of first place in the ACC. Coach Jones and the Cavaliers do it. 73-71. Harold Deane with 28 comes over to high five Mr. Vitale.
It's academic, Dean Smith's decision to keep Rasheed out of the game because they couldn't get a shot. They're bombing us here. Almost knocked our table over. What are they coming after us for, Brett? They're awesome, baby. They're awesome. What's going on here? Oh, hey, Brett, they're going to knock us over.
73-71. The 7-up shootout was just that.
They stormed us here.
Welcome to the Volvo postgame report. Brought to you by Volvo. Volvo would like you to drive safely.
You should show our table.
The celebration continues. Dick, they can't show our table. You're being swallowed, partner. The Cavaliers upset the Tar Heels 73-71. They're celebrating in Lawrence, Kansas. The Jayhawks are going to be #1. What about UCLA? Let's go to Chris Marlowe and Larry Farmer. Big one there against Arizona. Chris, take it away.
Minute 15 to play in this game. 67-64, UCLA by 3. We'd like to welcome all of you who have just watched number 16 beat number 2 North Carolina. Virginia, an upset win. UCLA and Arizona. It's been a hot one here in Westwood, California. Arizona in red with the ball. UCLA's biggest lead was 7. Arizona once led by 7. Under a minute. UCLA by 3.
Good switch by UCLA's defense.
Miles Simon over to Geary. And Bailey rebounds. Toby Bailey has been a key factor with 17 points off the bench.
Arizona's got to push up now and foul.
Whistle and a foul.
Good ball movement that time by Arizona. The ball eventually in the hands of Reggie Geary, wide open from the corner. A shot that he knocked down 4 times in a row 2 days ago against USC. Had a great look at the basket. The ball has just not fallen for Reggie Geary.
Third foul on Joseph Ware, the 10th team foul. So Charles O'Bannon will shoot 2. Timeout called by Arizona. So 36 seconds remaining in this one.